Testing. Testing. All right. Here we go. Welcome. Welcome. Today we are going to be doing a brake evaluation. We're going to be removing the wheels and tires so that we can swap them with the S23 Battle Axe. Audio sounds good, almost too good. Cool. There we go. We've got Alba and Denise back there. Got If you swing by and can't stay, just be sure to drop a comment. I know you guys and everyone right now in the community is pretty focused on the camshaft wear issue. I've not gotten around to that on mine, unfortunately. I do not want to be taking apart my bike right now for no reason. I'm not actually seeing any of the effects yet, I guess. It seems like everyone's getting them, so that's pretty unfortunate. Um, but I think this could be a very interesting test to see if maybe upkeep or um, oil health tracking helps at all. But yeah, I doubt it, honestly, from all of the comments and videos shared elsewhere, one of which I just watched. I forget. I'll reference his channel in the comments if there's any question about it. But essentially, um, it would appear that this issue is kind of going rampant. And of course, wow, it's been a minute since I had the bike on stands. Bear with me here. All right, here we go. I'm shooting this way predominantly. So, first things first, definitely want to check out the brakes. I haven't changed the pads while I've owned the bike, and I'm now over 10,000 miles. So, we're going to do things kind of in reverse. We're just going to start with the brakes. I'm going to be following my own tutorial actually, which is fun. I have only smoked one set of tires thus far. I know that's rookie numbers for some of you. It sounded like last time I went live, there was some, we're up above 18,000 miles already on a 2021, no less, which is absolutely awesome. But this looks kind of lopsided to me. 1 second. Why does it lopsided here? Definitely not lifted the back evenly. Alba, you're fine. All right. Yeah, let's get to checking the brakes. Gonna remove the wheel sensor, wheel speed sensor, and all that. So that is on the rider's left-hand side first. It is a T30. We're gonna take care of that. While Alba's crying in the background. You're fine. How frequently does everyone go through their own brake pads? I'm curious. I have pretty much smoked the front tire. Alba, stop. And just from turning, actually, and braking pretty hard. First front tire that I've ever corded, but this bike is so much fun that it makes sense. So, again, gonna bust out the T30 and start removing these wheel speed sensors. I'll start with the back, actually, it's easiest. If you're with me here, feel free to drop a comment, say hey, let me know what you're up to with your bike lately. I've been missing riding mine. I've been traveling for work so much. It's actually not typical for me, but a whole lot of fun. Went down to the Space Coast and actually got a kind of scoot through a production spacecraft, which was pretty insane. Definitely a career first. So, work has been occupying way too much of my time. I've not really had the opportunity to do much in the way of hobbies and whatnot. We got this first wheel speed sensor off. Tuck that away, and then we're going to get the front one here. Looks like I'm already recording. There we go. So on the rear, the wheel speed sensor is on the side opposite the chain, so rider's right. On the front, it is on the rider's left-hand side. So opposites here. When I get it off, of course, going to set the bolt aside, but make sure that the sensor's nicely tucked away up here. I just put it in between the brake line and the wheel speed sensor line. We're going to do things kind of out of order here because I'm going to do a brake evaluation. It's kind of a boring view. Here's the opposite side here. Go around. So what we're going to do, that really helps at all. Go. right. Now that I think about it, I've actually not removed the rear pads before. Looks like it's just a pin system. Shoot, I might have to look that up. That's funny. We're gonna start at the front then. There we go. Rotate to the front. So again, we're working with Torx. Where do I leave my bits here? Right here. T30 wheel speed sensors. Hey girl. And then looks like T45 for the brake rotors. So remember, you don't want to leave these things hanging. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get zip ties, 2 of them, so you can hang them from the radiator support mounts. And then also you will need calipers to determine the thickness of the pads. Got my calipers, and they appear to be dead. It's unfortunate. But we have the manual measurement on the side, so. Oh, actually, there's an extra battery here. Look at that. It's almost as if I knew what I was doing. Almost, imagine that. And we're back in action. There we go. All right. Now I got the calipers, got the zip ties. Go ahead and remove that front right caliper. So I've already got the S23 Battle Axe ordered. It's arrived, and essentially just need to bring them the wheels, have everything swapped and balanced, of course. Loosen the bottom, loosen the top. So, if you're here, say hey. If you're not looking to stick around, say hey anyway. And yeah, let me know. You guys been riding? It has been so unbearably hot here in Colorado. It's been like 100 degrees every day, and then torrential downpour at night, or I mean in the evening or afternoon, late afternoon rather. So yeah, I ride in it, but it's not really fun. So the kind of maintenance items on the bike have been not ignored, but deprioritized since the bike's not getting any miles put on it. That is changing come fall here. Having a work day here. Got the girlfriend being so kind as to vacuum the X3. And just like that. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably less than 10 mils. That was a useless camera angle. Man, I am rusty at shooting with the camera, I'll tell you that. It's been way too long. Way too long. So we've got the calipers off. And check out the pads here. Gonna be careful not to bend the brake line there. And the calipers say after a 0 that we are yeah. uh, so I think the recommended, I have to look again, but I'm pretty sure it was like 5 millimeters or something. We are at 2 millimeters. A little over, obviously. My methods of these calipers are kind of crappy, so this exterior measurement says about 3 millimeters of meat, which obviously is not looking like enough. So suspicions have been confirmed. We will have to remove the pads, replace them, and that will be coming to you in a new DIY. Coming here soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to hang these off of the radiator support mount as we did before. Actually, I might just hang it from this flange. Yeah, just keep it simple. There we go. So, we're doing these kind of out of order, but that's fine. I saw this interesting Reddit post where people were saying that they never used their back brake. And that is extremely confusing to me. And I think a reason why a lot of you Gixxer bros are falling over. Should I be like Adobe Moto? That guy cracks me up. He gives the Gixxer bros such a hard time. I've never ridden a Gixxer. I would like to ride one, but he just uses it synonymously with rookie. I think it's pretty hilarious. But that's how you get to be when you're a Eurobike elitist, right? We're just automatically better than all the Japanese bike riders. As we say that, of course, our engines are filled with metal shavings that block oil jets, and then, of course, the subsequent issues. But you know what? It is what it is, right? Love is pain. No, that's a lie. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The rear brake. Guys, if you're not using your rear brake, you're not riding properly. You're definitely not balancing properly when you come to stops. and your slow speed navigation is probably really sloppy as well and jerky. You're going from throttle to front brake to throttle to front brake. That back brake balances you out. This bike is so light, I mean, you can really pretty much just stop, come to a full stop without really needing to even, there we go, needing to, oh my gosh, there we go. Yeah, these pads are just as thin, which is good. Which means we have a pretty balanced braking scenario. Exactly the thickness, plus or minus like a half millimeter on this side. The pistons are pretty much all the way out because they are chewing into the pad there, chewing the pad away rather. I'll check the thickness of my rotors as well. Rotors would not, I would be extremely angry if rotors were done after 10,000 of non-track miles, but you never know. So I'm gonna move the wheel speed sensor here out of the way, and I'm gonna hang up these brakes. Yeah, I'm curious to look at my rear brake though, because on that same topic, it's like I use my rear brake all the time as one should, and the outcome is a much more stable experience, especially in traffic and creeping traffic and whatnot. But definitely slower speed navigation as well. And actually now, luckily, the state of Colorado has so graciously decided to give us the right to lane filter so that we don't get killed from behind by getting smashed by cars. So that's cool. Looks like the disc is around 5 millimeters all around here. Yep, 5 millimeters. I'm hoping that's enough. We'll see. All right. God, it's been such a long time since I filmed one of these videos. Pretty funny. Check this other side here since I didn't do that before. I'm at 5. This is 5. It's like 5.5 millimeters. Yeah, getting a 5 with a flashing .1 there. Or I'm sorry, it's not 5.5. I'm talking 5.05. Yep, similar 5.0. So I need to check if that is good enough. Hopefully it is. Doesn't look like anyone's joining me here. Got one person, but that's fine. We have KTM. Service manual. I gotta say, some of you trying to correct me in the comments. It's kind of funny because I don't really do anything besides what's in my service manual. So, spoiler alert, I'm not pretending to be an expert. I'm just following what the engineers say. And I understand that the engineers are likely not correct in absolutely everything, as we're seeing by this oil jet issue. But for regular things like brake pad thickness, we should be probably listening to them. Got a 2020 890 Ducar, EU, no US. Go to my downloads. All right. Great. Looks like brakes are on. Writing instructions. Speaking of, brake system 179. Here we go. Great. Minimum thickness. Check the brake linings for minimum thickness is 1 millimeter. Well, we're not at minimum thickness actually. On the pads, we are approximately 2.5 if memory serves. So that's a pleasant surprise. Gives me some time to actually do some research as to what pad I want. We're at 2.5, 2.6, 2.5, 2.505. Cool. Alba, stop. Hey, chill. All right, wear limit on the discs. Ooh, so the front disc wears at 4.2 millimeters. So we are actually looking at a pretty worn disc. Pair of discs, rather. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's going to be pretty pricey. But I think a pad disc combo, if you have one, drop a recommendation for me. I'm predominantly daily riding, not doing track days too much or at all. All I've got close to me is a local go-kart track, and I think 900 is way too much for that. But yeah, damn, that's unfortunate. Alba, stop. Lay down. All right. So, looks like I'm gonna need a full brake refresh in reality. Um, let's check out how the rear one looks. But, shoot, I was not expecting that. Not after 10,000 miles. I guess it is different in terms of the brakes. Um, difference between cars, I guess. Oh well. Gotta make sure that I take this rear off properly. So you don't have to take the rear off at all. It's just, I mean, take the pads out because I'm assuming they're worn. Although it looks like we have a 1 millimeter tolerance there, so it's a little better. It should be fine, but pads all around are looking worn. That's not a surprise. All right, next step, we are going to be removing the wheel sliders, slide protectors rather. Wheel sliders. All right. So if you have the Evotech, we are going to look at likely a 13 millimeter. Yep, 13 mil. We're likely going to have to grab it from the other side. Of course, it's covered in oil. Oh, I didn't film it. Guys, I didn't. Here we go. Make sure you don't lose any components there. There's that. Gotta take the axle out. We'll do the rear slide protector first. Again, we're dealing with the 13 mil. That is if you are running Evotech specifically. I think I might start watching my own tutorial now. Remove the rear. Again, make sure that wheel speed sensor is nicely out of the way. This one is a 32 mil. Gonna need a breaker bar for that, as it is torqued to spec. There we go. Rotate that ever so slightly. 32, yes sir. There we go. Bracing the stand as well so I don't rock it off. And I didn't film it. There we go. 32. Do the whole influencer. Tuning in, say what's up. Doing wheel swap, removing the wheels so I'm taking for the new S23 Battle Axe tires that I just ordered. Super excited about those. Stoked. Things looking good here. And take out the nut and the alignment. We got an axle. What we got to do is tap that out so that the alignment flange is pushed out on the other side. I'll get a shot of that for you quick. All of this is actually in my wheel or tire swap video. And to someone's point, it was kind of funny. I kind of got called out because I didn't actually show them how to replace their tires. I just showed them how to take it off so that they could go get it replaced by someone, which I understand the distinction. But if you're watching a video about how to remove a tire, you're obviously not familiar with the equipment that you need in order to put one back on. And yeah, I know you can do it with minimal equipment, but you still need some equipment. So it's just the whole premise of him calling me out like that was a little silly. Great. So I've cleared the alignment tab on the other side here, and it has been pushed out. What we can do is tap it just a little more with the side and then push the tire up. So push the tire forward. Suddenly, like magic, you can carefully remove the chain there, and then brace as the axle can come out. Of course, I've just bound it. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Shoot. Definitely kind of stuck in there. It's a bit annoying. Axle should pop right out. But that ain't it, Chief. I need to tap it out with something here. We're gonna get a nice and thin one. There we go. A little convincing. Pro tip: you can say pro tip, and then I proceed to screw it up. Oh, freaking axle. All right, here. Come on. I need to support the weight of the wheel while pulling, because right now the axle is bound, of course. This is why you have the magic of editing in post. This will look super easy in post. Don't worry. There we go. Pro tip, use a socket. Just get it nicely. Ooh. There we go. So, that's a trick. Use a socket, push it through. Might get a little bound along the way, but this looks pretty good. There's no like gouging or crazy wear on the axle, so that's great. Nice and greasy still, as you can see. And then, of course, dropping it all really is nice because then you mar up your rims. What? Okay. Everywhere. Go upstairs. No. I clean those. Um, this is doors, like buttons. Inside. Yeah, inside. All the inside plastic and seats. But go ahead and get a clean one of these ones. It's upstairs. You can go through once and then open it. All right. We've got the rear wheel off. The axle looks okay. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Still smooth. There's some slight signs of wear, but overall looking good. There's like nothing, no gouging that your nail gets really caught up on. So as soon as I lube that up, get it back in, it should be fine. All right, now it's time for the front, which is more fun. All right, here we go. Actually, while we're at it, we need to check the brakes in the back, that pad thickness in the back. It looks fine just from a glance. I think the back was saying that it was a 1 millimeter tolerance, and just from a visual inspection, we're well over 1 millimeter there. Gonna zero her out. Oh yeah, we're looking at 4.9, and of course I'm not filming. 5.0 and 4.9, looking pretty decent. Looking pretty decent on that. So, consensus is the minimum thickness on the brake is we're 5 times minimum, so that's great. On the pads on front, though, and this is indicated by the extreme tire wear, is we are 0.8 millimeters away from the tolerance on the front pads, and um, just a couple tenths off of the brake rotor thickness as well, which is pretty wild. Our front braking system is going to be needing replacement pads and rotors, which is unfortunate. But I think we're looking at 12,000 miles right now. So let me know about how many miles you went through and got out of um, your braking system. Amor. Hey, don't do sills. You're just getting that way too dirty. Don't do sills because you just dirtied that. I mean, like plastic parts. Okay. That is not for paint parts. So, like, none of this. I clean this when I clean the outside of the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll use the other side.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So, braking system refresh on the front. Drop a comment if you've done that on yours yet. Let me know what pad rotor combo you went with. You know, I think obviously we've got the Brembo Stylema system, and the pads and rotor from factory are pretty damn good. But if there's an obvious opportunity for upgrading, let me know. I'm interested because, like with the BMW in the background there, it's like oftentimes after you get X many years away from um, a model's release, you essentially just get into that realm of where mods are coming into similar cost to like quality, kind of like OE style upgrades. Same fitment, nothing funny with fitment or shaving down of anything or whatnot. But as with the 335 there in the background, we can upgrade the pad material, and that actually pad material and rotor really affected the braking ability of the car, and it was beautiful. That thing stops violently without triggering ABS, which is awesome. I went with like a Hawk pad on that. So I guess I'm not familiar with what pad. Um, I mean, obviously, Brembo isn't the OE here, OEM, but pad rotor combos for motorcycles, I'm just not super familiar with. So if you have a preference, let me know. You can tell I'm delaying because I don't want to take off the front tire because it's a pain in the butt. But I think we got to get to that. So here we go. First, got to break out the jack stand because we got to be supported from underneath. Oh, also, I didn't mention, while you have the bike up on stands, it's a good practice to go ahead and look at your oil level. The uh, coolant and, of course, your oil levels are readable only when your bike is level. So, unless you have someone looking at that for you while you're holding level, which I haven't, it's a little tricky to get this measurement. So on oil, it looks like we're running on the lower side, but that's fine because it's right time for an oil change. And then on coolant, because I have the coolant system leaking, I'm pretty much minimum on the coolant. So seems KTM did a number on us with both systems, the coolant system leaking at the thermostat and the oil system not filtering out the particulate that would eventually lead to failure of your cams. I don't know. Some people say cam hardening and whatnot, but just having that particulate being as high presence in the system as it is, and the jet deficiencies that were pointed out by another channel, we obviously have a discrepancy between calculated oil delivery on those surfaces and actual. And of course, while you're spinning up to 9,000 RPM, if the oil is lacking on those high wear surfaces, it's no surprise that these cams are just turning into cheese and getting completely worn through. Unfortunately, that seems to go with the territory of this engine. So, from what they're saying, it is the 2000, the early variant of the LC8 engine, which, of course, was and maybe still am a big advocate for. But I guess it depends on KTM's response to my own pain point. I'll be very saddened to see if their customer service isn't extended to me for cam replacement, because I think this is ridiculous. I mean, I get modern engines are high performance and all, but that doesn't mean that they should be braking with 10,000 or less miles. God forbid. So I'm going to put a block down to make sure that we don't affect the underside of the engine there. Where are my blocks here? Where's my puck? Essentially, oh, that's a curious one. I've actually got my first oil filter, so I still need to kind of bust this open because this is from that notorious video that's gotten tens of thousands of views at this point. We need to investigate that. There's a puck. There's a nice rubber puck underneath, so we don't have metal on metal. Scooch this forward a little bit. Ooh. No. Okay. Looks like we are unweighted on the front there. Yep. It's not as stable as I'd like, though. I just need access to the underside. I forgot how I did it last time. I think I actually... You know what? I think that puck is high centering. It's part of the problem here. Yep. Gotta be extremely careful with this. Shoot. Yeah, it's not lifting. Well, guys, this is the reality of filming and doing it live. You live and you learn. That rear. I wish I had like a 2x4. I thought I had one last time. But I think that's enough. Keep this steady. You know what? We're gonna go a little more. Jesus. There we go. That was more stable. For those of you sticking around to see me drop my bike, not today. You hear me? Not today. Okay. Don't make her pee on the mats. All right. Memory served correctly. We're looking at T40 for the underside bolts, the axle capture bolts. A lot of fun here. See there. All right. I'm gonna put you to work too. What do you got going on? Oh. Did you? I was gonna say why. Yeah. Good. This week I just said screw it. Um, I worked like less than 30 hours because I did 60 some odd hours last week. Yeah. So answered questions where they were asked, and that was it.
Good.
Yep. Yep. No. Taking off the wheels so that I can swap. Look at the front.
Yeah, it's like
You can see the cord on them. Yeah. So got to do that, and then I just found out that these pads are pretty much shot, and the rotor is pretty much shot too, which makes sense because the tires just shredded to hell. They're around minimum recommended. The minimum one that's like, hey, Alba, stop, stop.
nice.
Yeah.
So you're doing front and back or just front?
Yeah, front and backs. For motorcycles, you typically replace at the same time, so yeah, they get wobbly if not. Yep.
You got her
Yeah, I know. I love that Dyson. Yeah, pull it up. Form a line. Well, I
the
thought
chili turned
delicious. Do you want some?
out. I do.
All
I
right.
saw that photo. I was like, that's what I want.
Yeah, you can have some. It's in the fridge in there. There's like a huge thing of it, so go ahead and just grab a whole bowl. Hey, stay here. Abba, come here. Come here. Come here. Right here. Come here. Right here. Good girl. You want to bring me a prime? A prime. One of the Gatorade things. Thanks. Maybe, yeah. Bring one. She likes the lemonade one. I'll take the pink one. Yeah, and you can grab whatever. All right. Where were we? I realized I didn't break the axle free while the wheel was weighted, so that is my bad. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to completely. Wait. Thanks.
Yeah. I need to take mine for car wash because I work off the dirt road and the car's white, so it just drives me crazy.
Yeah. You need me? Okay, give me 1 second. I just gotta make sure this is properly supported again. All right.
How do I turn it off? I
Oh
don't know
shoot!
what I press.
It should not be on. Oh, that's
But I
why.
don't know what I press. Can it be one of the bottoms?
Okay.
I claim so I don't touch anything more here. Maybe it's because I pressed that one.
No, I think you must have tapped that. Did you clean up there on the button?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I put it, I didn't press.
That's okay. Yeah.
I don't know how to press this one.
Um,
Because the things that can fit there.
it's hard for there. I don't know. Yeah. It's just hard to do. I usually get the thin one.
Yes, but
There's not much else you can do. Here, you're gonna have to leave the car on for a bit. It's probably here. Just let the battery go. That's nice and loud. All right, well. Okay, here we go. Okay. Got to break the front axle loose. That's with an external. Yep. So what is it? I think it's a T60, guys. T60. Yeah, T60 here. So you're gonna break the front axle loose with a T60 external. If you have a better tool for it, good for you. I do not. Hopefully this little ratchet's enough. Otherwise I got the breaker bar over there. Oh, it's not enough. I'm gonna need a breaker bar. You warmed up? You'll live. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be sweating. Ooh, that broke. All right. Nope. I shouldn't have removed it fully though. I'll move it like that. Then we will loosen the axle capture and knock the axle out. Yeah. Grab one of those. What's the point of a vise if it's not stable? Stable enough. All right. Yeah. Oh shit. I put it too far back. Fuck me. Alex, hold this back for me. Hold it down, back against that stand. Push it down. There you go. Not gentle. Abba, get out. Go on. Out. Smile, you're on YouTube. All right. Just hang tight for just a second there. This was T40. $30. Oh, this is dead. Nice. Um, I'll lower this ever so slightly. Yep. A bunch. Needs work. Yep. Nothing. Ooh. It's not. It's done. Everything's done. No. Yeah. Well, the solution here should have loosened this stuff while I was still on the ground. So, can you kick that forward at all? Yeah. That's way too forward.
The answer is yes.
That's scary. Hey! No. Okay. No, it needs to be further back. Yeah. Before, so that little hole there.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Push it forward just ever so slightly more. Okay. You're good. Thanks. Okay. No. Where are you in the process? Oh, it's all done? Okay. We can close it all up and lock it. Can you put the front, yeah, it's painted. Put that up though when you get in.
Oh.
The reflector on. Thanks. The reflected, yeah. Can you clean that up? You see how there's a bunch of fingerprints on it? Can you clean up the visors? You see how there's all kinds of smudges and fingerprints on it? Here. Right here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know, I'm all greasy. I don't know why.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep it
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It is spicy. All right.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Move it.
She had a game last night. We
Yeah.
won 4-0.
Do you score?
I did not. I think she did not either. Play well. And so this team at first is from her South Suburban league, and I was on a different team at South Suburban, the Slices.
Uh huh.
And so didn't win a single game that whole season.
Damn.
Because it's a harder league.
Yeah.
It's less regulated than PWHL that we play in Alberta.
Uh huh.
So this tournament is a D league, which I just moved to C league. So playing a little slower, just like not being actual.
Yep.
I like trying to be more precise and like work on skills that I don't know next time for the ability to practice.
Yep.
Just pretty fun. And they're all super nice.
Monday is his birthday.
Whose birthday? I thought it was Olivia's birthday when we went to
Which time?
Is that Caitlin's birthday?
Yeah, Caitlin's birthday.
I was like, I feel like we just celebrated his birthday.
Hey, Amor, will you press down on the back like Alex did? Push down right there.
So it was resting on the stairs. What are you doing?
Push down. Yep, like that. Yeah, just for stability. Thanks. And then one of these. Shit. Get that off. Oh, careful. There we go. Cool.
You want to duck that?
Yeah. Ah, that was fun. We actually have someone watching too. Earlier before you got here, Alex, I was like, and for those tuning in to watch me drop my bike, because it was like the garage is definitely not even, and it's like leaning this way, and so this was coming forward, even though I was pushing it as much the jack point forward. Yeah, I was not playing nicely between everything. That's all right though. Teamwork. Here. I'll let the electronics cook here. Can you sit down inside? Thank you. Well, we got to take the wheels to get the tires installed. Yeah. Yep. Oh, great.
That's different.
Like little shock absorbers. Little bushings.
Yeah.
So, for context, make sure you don't lose all your bushings here as you take them out before taking everything to cycle gear. All these look pretty good. Nothing's too crushed or crushed at all. What's your professional opinion on the sprocket? How's the teeth wear?
Well, I don't know what a normal one looks like. It doesn't look bad. Like my reference point isn't like.
It's pretty even, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't typically need a new one. Not after as minimum miles as I have. There's definitely some wear on it for sure, but
How much is that per team?
the sprocket, um, probably like 100 to 200 bucks. Not horrible. I take care of my chain. I lube it up and everything pretty frequently. So, kind of a perfectionist when it comes to like the chain tension as well, because they ship them really tight, and the quick shifting system, you don't have to pull in the clutch. You just stomp on the shifter and it just kicks it into gear by cutting the throttle momentarily. Um, if it's too tight, it chirps and it'll actually like fail to shift in. And so you all of a sudden just be like, and it'll just like jerk you, which is terrifying because when you're quick shifting, you're typically like getting after it. Yeah. So that's a really shitty feeling. Front axle looks pretty good. Minimal marring here. Nothing that really catches the fingernail. So surface was pretty well lubricated. It's been about 4,000 to 5,000 miles since the tires were replaced. A little under actually. That looks good though. Well, these are like super sport summer tires. They're like literally on days like this when you get done with your ride, it has a bunch of pebbles stuck in them. Like that's how soft they are. Ready to do the coupe? This is why we needed to do this in the morning because it is hot. Yeah, that's true. All right,
I'm sweaty.
we're gonna end it here.